let's go to our first guest, and it is, as I've suggested, the Minister of Environment and Conservation, Mr. Danny Crummell, of course responsible for an awful lot of other things, as are all the ministers these days. How are you?
Good, Peter. How are you?
Your summer rolling along okay?
Well, the sun is shining there now. I ordered that specifically today, so way to go.
Thank you very much. And how's the fishing? Have you been on the water at all?
Actually, I haven't had a chance yet to get on the water, but I'm hoping to get a weekend or two before the season's out. As you know, that's one of my greatest passions, and I look forward to it. Indeed.
You're a familiar face on the Gander River, as you are on many others. All right, let's get to the first issue, I suppose, and this is one that I had several conversations about on the programs recently, beginning, I suppose, with Cabot Martin and his letter to you. On the North Spur, and the fact that he's very uncomfortable with the fact that work progresses on it without any of the assessment, at least available to us, the risk assessment and an emergency plan for the people of Goose Bay and Happy Valley Goose Bay and Mud Lake. Had Gilbert Bennett, the Vice President of NALCOR, on subsequently saying that there is no risk. Don't worry about it. We're on top of it. We know what we're doing. We have all of the expertise we need. And then lots of voices like Jim Learnings, and had Jamie Snook on there too, the mayor of Happy Valley Goose Bay, saying that they're still not quite satisfied and they're a little disappointed in the communication, I suppose, and the sharing of information there. So where do we begin? First of all, do you think that things are a little bit backwards, that maybe the cart might be before the horse here a bit?
No, not at all. I mean, we are following through with a process that's, important, that we follow it in due course. And, it's really important to understand that, this project has gone through extremely rigorous environmental assessment, and strict terms and conditions have been placed on the project. So I have full confidence in where the project is, where it's going, and what the plans are moving forward. And most importantly of all, I mean, the project does exceed all safety requirements in all respects, and especially when it comes to dam safety, and that includes the North Spur, and that's where my department gets involved. We are the regulator around dam safety in this province.
But is it fair for Gilbert Bennett to suggest, blatantly on the program here that there's absolutely no risk? And if he knows that, if he has good information on that, well, why don't we have access to that? Where is the release of the risk assessment?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'd say to this is that there's always inherent risk involved with these types of projects. So,
not according to Gilbert Bennett.
Well, I'm going to get to that in a second, and I'll address that in 1 minute, right? But that risk is being managed through, meeting regulatory requirements, following the best practices of the Canadian Dam Association, dam safety guidelines, and that's what NALCOR has to do, and that's exactly what they're doing. So every possible due diligence is being practiced with respect to the safety of the downstream residents, and NALCOR is responsible for that, and we're responsible for that oversight. When it comes to what's happening here, I mean, even when you look at the Joint Review Panel, that's the independent, 5 independent member panel that conducted the review of Muskrat Falls and all the aspects to it. I mean, it concluded that dam is being built to world-class standards, the most rigorous standards possible, and it's a safe dam. And the bottom line here at the end of the day is I agree with what Gilbert is saying. Right now, at this point in time, there's absolutely no risk today to the residents of Happy Valley, Goose Bay, or Mud Lake. There's been no change in the course of the river. The Coffer Dam has not yet been built. The river has not yet been diverted. The river is flowing its natural course as it has been flowing for ages. And I suggest to you that Cabot Martin is simply fear-mongering, and you know what? I find that irresponsible.
So the work carried out in 1964 by Acres Canadian Bechtel, the builders of the Upper Churchill, they said at that time it would not be feasible to carry out major earthworks on the North Spur. Something has changed since then, so that's no longer valid?
Listen, what I'm saying here is this. The work that is being done on the North Spur is to stabilize that location. The engineering design for that dam and for the North Spur was undertaken by qualified geotechnical engineers. You're talking about something you're referring to back in 1960. Today, we have progressed to a point where we have the experts available to us. We have a suite of experts that have weighed in on this one, and we are absolutely confident from a regulatory point of view, from me as Minister of the Environment and in charge of making sure that this is done in a safe way. We're absolutely secure in knowing that this is being done and being done the right way. And with regards to what's going on at the North Spur at this moment in time, I mean, that what's happening there right now, I mean, after every single day goes by, that the stability of the North Spur is becoming greater and greater, not less and less. So at this stage of the development, we're getting into a better place with regards to the stability of the North Spur, not less.
Cabot Martin says that under the the Water Resources Act, that you are now, of course, supposed to prepare in a timely fashion a proper, detailed risk assessment and a emergency preparedness plan. Have you seen either one yourself personally?
So he's right in that, but he's wrong in that. So the emergency preparedness plan is part of the conditions of the release from the environmental assessment that was.
So you have that in hand.
No, the bottom line is this. The timelines for them to have that in our hands, they are working on that now. That will be available, and the first draft will be available in the fall. In the fall, they will go to stakeholders in the region, the residents in the region, ask for their input. But that emergency preparedness plan is going to be in place when the dam is commissioned, when that river is dammed off. When it comes to the stability of the North Spur, there are no issues right now, none whatsoever, and I have full confidence in the engineers and the professionals and the technical people that had a look at this.
You don't think it would be prudent to not only have it but approve or disapprove of this preparedness plan and the risk assessment before they actually do any work on this, in some people's estimation, a very unstable piece of important property that holds back the river?
So listen, we listen to the experts in the field, Pete. We listen to the expert. You can listen to Cabot Martin. We'll listen to the experts. So there's no experts out there that we have any knowledge of that have the knowledge of this type of activity that are telling us that North Spur is unsafe to the point is going to cause problems further downstream. And basically, I mean, when we look at the engineering around that and the design that's been done by qualified technical engineers, what they're telling us right now that based on their opinions, that in the very unlikely event of a catastrophic failure, which is not even a probability that we're looking at, is only
it's zero according to Gilbert Bennett.
Exactly, it's only a hypothetical issue. If it does happen, if something strange happens, the impact on the river will be of a localized nature with no risk to the downstream residents, none whatsoever. Nothing has changed there. The river is not dammed off. The emergency preparedness plan is not needed until later on in the progress of the development of this project. So we're on stream. Everything is going according to plan. What we require of NALCOR as the regulator is happening in appropriate levels and appropriate time frames. So we are comfortable where we're to right now, and we have full confidence in what NALCOR is doing. I have full confidence in the people that are providing oversight with my department, and we're getting to a good place with this project. So I just want to let the people of Goose Bay and Happy Valley and Mud Lake know they have nothing to fear right now. There's nothing to fear whatsoever. We'll be consulting with them. NALCOR will be consulting with them about the emergency preparedness plan that will be in place when that dam is commissioned.
All right. Well, we'll all keep our fingers crossed that your faith is well placed.
Well, I don't think we need to keep our fingers crossed. Pete, again, we need to talk to experts here. I mean, I'm not an expert. You're not an expert. Cabot Martin's not an expert.
But there is clearly a difference of opinion. There are some experts who would disagree with the expertise you're following.
There's one expert that Cabot Martin trotted out that our people in our department went down and listened to his presentation at the university, and there's 100 holes they poked in his presentation. So you have one expert out there that was an expert on quick clay. Well, you know what? There's elements of what he was talking about that has no relation whatsoever to the North Spur at all. There has been some slides further down from the North Spur that have happened in the elements that he's talking about. But
and a major slide in the North Spur itself in 78, wasn't it?
There has been no documented evidence of the type of slides that would cause a catastrophic failure at the North Spur in the history that we're aware of in recent history. So them slides are of a different nature altogether. There is no fear for as far as I'm concerned for the people downstream, and we're confident in the work that's being done, and we're confident what experts are telling us.